Hello everyone, and welcome back to Around the Pin, the official Golfletes podcast sponsored by Smashletes. My name is Ryan, and I'm the creator and owner of the Smashletes brand, and I want to thank you all for tuning in to our second episode of Around the Pin. Today I'll be joined by my co-hosts Jesse Kelly, Brian Doss, Scott Shearer, and Hunter Hollis. We'll be going over a handful of topics in and around the world of golf, including the Memorial Tournament this past weekend, a meltdown on the course we witnessed with a certain professional, our thoughts on Fluffing Lies, a segment we like to call the Golfletes Hall of Fame, the best thing each of us experienced off the course this week, and finishing off the show with our picks for the 3M Open this coming weekend. I want to thank you all again for tuning into this week's episode of Around the Pin, and I do hope you enjoy. I'll pass this over to Scotty to get the ball rolling.
Welcome in, everybody, to today's show of Around the Pin, presented to you by Golfletes. Today is Monday, July 20th, 2020, and we have a great show ahead for you today. First, let me remind you, if you're not following us on social media, please do so, because if you're not, you are completely missing out. If you want to follow us on Instagram, follow us at Golfletes. That's GOLFETES, Golfletes. And also, we have a new Twitter account. Follow us on Twitter and on TikTok. TikTok is Golfletes as well, and Twitter is Golfletes1. We spent a long, hard week this week getting some content for you guys on camera. So we want you to be able to tune in with us and see that. We want to be more interactive with you, as well as we want you guys to be able to DM us, ask us questions. And we're even going to put some polls out this week that we want you guys' feedback. So do that. But without further ado, let's get to today's show. As Tal mentioned earlier, we got some great topics. We have 3 different topics in 2 segments this time instead of 1. So let's get it rolling. I think thanks you guys for being here today. Hope everybody's having a great day today. And also, I appreciate it. Also, let me apologize for my camera troubles. Not really sure what's going on today, but we have my voice. That's about all that matters. So just
That's all we need, baby. It's all we need.
Yeah.
So just imagine. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm probably saving a lot of people's dignity right now, watching my face. But so let's start the show as we always do. The Memorial Tournament presented by Nationwide. Jon Rahm takes it home this weekend with a score of 9 under. Originally 11 under. We got I want to say caught, but had a penalty stroke. The ball moved on, I think it was 16 on his chip in. The ball kind of moved a little bit. They found out afterwards, and so they adjusted his score to 9 under, but nonetheless had no effect on him winning. He won $1.7 million. And Ryan Palmer, listen, this was something that I actually thought was pretty interesting. Ryan Palmer came in second with a score of 6 under, and he brought in $1 million. And that's actually the first time since the restart that the second place winner has won more than $1 million, and the next closest is I think $800,000.
Wow!
So must be pretty nice to come in second place and bring home $1 million.
Heck yeah!
I'd come in second place a lot for that.
Yeah,
$1 million for the first loser is not too bad.
No, I'd take the first loser for a cool $1 million.
Yeah, not shabby at all. And the other thing that I also wanted to bring up was Rahm actually shot a 75 on Sunday and still managed to win, which is so crazy to me. He was under 70 the first 3 rounds, and his 4th round was 75. So that's just something you don't always see.
Heck no.
But here's our main So our main talking point for this weekend was the scores, man. This course, every bit of just kicked everybody's butt, dude. And it's so crazy. I saw on ESPN. This is actually the first time since the PGA restart that the cut was above par. It was 3 over. Thank goodness it was 3 over. Our boy Tiger wouldn't have made it. But the closest to that was the Charles Schwab, which was the first one coming back from the restart. It was 2 under, and then the workday was 2 under. What blows us away is the workday was at the same course, and it was 2 under. So that tells you just how many guys were under par, and you come back a week later.
It's 5 strokes above that. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah, 5 strokes above that. Big names. And
if you look, there wasn't that many big names that finished in the top there. I mean, I think
No.
the closest one, Spieth, was down there. I would have to look back at what it was, but he was like the first big name I saw.
Which is
after
crazy.
Rahm.
Yeah, and the first one that comes to mind for me that just had an awful weekend was Dustin Johnson. Man, his first day was
Yeah.
just so bad, and you know, we think of Dustin as one of the premier players, but
Sure.
you know, he's just as susceptible as having a bad round as anybody. But
Absolutely.
I mean, it goes to show you, I mean, how much of an effect the course can have. You know, it doesn't matter that these guys played it just last week. We were talking about this before we hit record, but you know, they let the rough grow up, so it was a lot thicker this weekend, and I think they were double rolling the greens. They were a lot faster, but it just goes to show you the effect that it can have on
Big time.
So
I saw a video clip of Dustin Johnson this weekend of him hitting left-handed by a tree, and it goes to show after looking at his two scores that I guess that sums up his week, is hitting a shot left-handed outside of or under a
He
tree.
still hit it better left-handed than I hit it left-handed, so, and I actually am left-handed, so I got to give it to him there.
That's like when they were waiting for the PGA to come back. Brooks Koepka had a video swinging left-handed with an 8-iron at
Saw that.
190 yards.
Jeez.
And
It's a bomb.
yeah, I'm about to say, for those of you guys who don't necessarily pay attention to golf, 180 yards is nowhere near an 8-iron. For
Shouldn't be.
like I said, I know it's not me. Who in the group probably hits the longest 8-iron, just for reference?
Probably
It's not
Hunter.
me.
Probably
I'd
Hunter.
say Hunter.
So Hunter, what is your typical 8-iron?
8-iron, 160.
I
So,
would
yeah.
guess that.
So
That's
That's another
we got-
2 clubs.
Yeah, so Brooks
Yeah,
is
all
out
without.
here. Brooks is hitting with the wrong hand, 20 yards farther than our farthest 8-iron hitter in the group.
Golly.
So, just to put that into perspective, but anyway, let's finish up talking about the Memorial Tournament by talking about the thing we've all wanted to talk about, and that is Bryson's absolute meltdown. We've talked before
It's
about
about
just
time.
how we've talked before about how just he's getting all this recognition for, you know, he's hitting the ball so far and he's driving balls over 400 yards, and you know, he's gotten so much stronger. And you know, we've also had a lot of talk this week about whether that's natural or not. A lot of steroid talk this week.
Performance enhancing drugs.
But, yeah, we'll save that. I think if we got into that, that might be
Future
might
bid.
take us a while.
Well,
Future bit. So let me go over where the meltdown really started. All right, it was hole number 15. Here are some numbers for you on hole number 15, and these numbers are you don't even have to watch pro golf to understand that these numbers are actually absolutely horrific. So Bryson's 15th hole took 26 minutes. They had 4 commercial breaks. He hit a 3-wood 3 different times from the same shot. He hit 2 balls out of bounds. He had 2 rules officials come over and give him rulings, which was absolutely hilarious. We'll talk about that. And he 2-putted, which, you know, is normally okay, but it's not great.
But let's
All
be
for-
honest, though. 26 minutes is not very off par for him. We know how.
No,
Remember
he's-
last year when he was getting hassled about slow play? I mean, are we really that far off with 26 minutes? I don't know.
I mean, I'd probably take a couple minutes to finish a hole. Let's be real. So
It just
The thing that sticks out the most to me on this whole, spreadsheet of data here is the 2 rules officials. It's like, well, you think about it, and I think Scott and I were hanging out at my apartment. I guess it was Friday night or Saturday night, and we were talking about it, and he was like, "Hey, watch this video." Bryson literally took this first guy as a joke and was just like, "I just want a new official. Like I don't believe you." And
Just send him away.
the guy gets paid to know, the rules of golf. And Bryson was like, "You're not good enough for me. I need a real official."
you're
I
going to
just thought
get
that was
now.
hilarious.
You get out of here.
What a
Is
pump.
that what it was? I didn't know if I didn't know if one of the rules officials was like, "I don't want to try to handle this genius on my own. Maybe I should take a buddy with me." Or if it was just he was like, "Nah,
No,
you
he asked for
Trying
you're
to
not
another.
good enough. Run,
Rule.
run along, little donkey. Go tag your buddy in, and we'll see what happens." I didn't know. I didn't see it.
He was like, "No, can I get a second ruling?"
Yeah,
Wow.
and the funniest part about it is the first rules official. So when Bryson's like, I don't believe you, can I get another ruling? The rules official, he starts laughing about it. He's like, okay, like, and just starts laughing and like gets on his walkie and calls in for another rules official. And I think it just goes to show you, just like, I don't know, like maybe that's like everyone's opinion of Bryson. Like even the people who are directly involved with PGA, like they just know him as that guy. But
Wow.
I mean, to an extent, like I get why he was upset. Like, you're right there. It's a borderline call, and it's like, this is big. This is like a whole 2 strokes that can save me here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
Money on the
yeah,
line.
I
Yeah, I was
definitely.
going to say, especially on the PGA Tour with as much money as on the line,
Yeah.
on each shot. I mean, each shot is, important. But he might have been a little bit excessive asking for a second ruling. I don't know. I'm not on the tour. I don't know how that works, but I think that's a little bit disrespectful and, unnecessary, really. I mean, the guy is paid to know the rules, and, he knows the rules, so you got to go with him.
So, do you guys think that it should even be allowed to ask for a second ruling,
I think
or
so.
should it just be played? Because I mean, the one reference that I do want to make is like baseball, right? If you don't get the call that you want in baseball, so be it. I mean, there's nothing. You can maybe ask for an appeal
Yeah.
from a different umpire, but in certain situations, the other umpire he's not in the place to call. So a lot of times you just have to take the call whether you like it or not.
You took it a different route than I thought, Scott, but I was thinking of sometimes the home plate umpire back to baseball. I know when I was playing ball in college, we would always try to kind of play the umpires at dugout. That was part of our little, I guess, our tactic as a team was we were going to make sure that we tried to put something in his head by yelling whatever it is. But if the home plate umpire wasn't sure, like on a check swing, he can check with the first base umpire, the third base umpire, depending on what hitter he is, left or right-handed. So that's kind of where my head was he can ask. Or in football, you can go to the tent or go ask. So
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that out of line, but you're also right where you went, Scott. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Yeah, Brian, what do you think?
I think it's okay for him to ask for a second opinion. Now, the way I mean, you're not gonna be able to dictate the way someone asks for a second opinion. And I think the way Bryson asked for a second opinion was what, like Jesse was saying, was inappropriate.
It's more just telling them I want another one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I think you should be able to ask for another ruling. I feel like watching the video, it was just like he was just kind of like golly, I can't even talk, belittling that guy, and just kind of like, I'm better than you. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, this is like, I know everything. Like,
Yep.
This is the ruling, and you're missing it. I need another guy to come in and give me the ruling I want to hear. That's kind of what I was my take on it.
I think Bryson had a lot of frustration too that came out because he was playing horrendous on that hole.
Oh yeah.
Like it was
At that
his
point, that was
meltdown.
his second 3-wood. That was his second 3-wood from the same spot.
Yeah.
What did
So,
he-
I mean, I think a lot of it was just frustration.
What did he say when like he was walking away from the first official and he said something? He was like, "It's a terrible call, like always," or something like
I
that.
saw that.
Yeah.
Or
It was
He
something
actually,
like that.
he actually said the F word.
Oh, really?
He said something along the lines of like "effed up as always."
An effed up call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Which, I mean, and then so the next point that I have on our notes here is like that his caddy. There's also the video of his caddy like jumping in front of him, walking from the green on 15 to 16 T, because like the camera's trying to get a close up, and so his caddy steps in, so he's not on camera. And to me, when I watch that, I think, okay, this guy's a pro. He's played on national television and played in front of thousands of people numerous times, like, several times now.
Really, millions.
I mean, yeah, exactly, millions. Is it so embarrassing to where, like, you have to, like, hey, like, don't let them put me on camera? I don't know. It just really, I don't know. It kind of made me angry. I don't know. I just don't see, like, nobody else does. Everybody has meltdown holes, man.
Sure.
Don't get upset about a meltdown hole. Everybody has I mean, you can be upset, because you want to perform better, but don't take it to where it's like, I don't want to be seen. It just seems a little too much for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with it, and I don't at the same time. I'm like you, where you've played in so like millions of people in front of so many people over your career, right? That obviously people have seen you at the best time of your career and the worst time of your career. But I also feel like you have that right to be like, this is my space, right? Like, you don't want people to get up in your grill. Especially, I know, like, for me, when I was pissed off, if I did something bad at baseball, I would walk back to the dugout and people would try to come up to me. I'd be like, just not right now. And then I would mentally, like, recover, and then I'd be good, good to go. So I feel like that's how he was taking it, where it's like, that's a bad hole. Like, that's a 10-stroke hole that you just had. That's not going well for you. You're going to be pissed off. You're a pro. You're pissed if you're shooting double on a par 5.
Mr. 450-yard bomber.
Yeah, like, you're going to be mad, but, like, I can get where he's coming from of, like, I don't want anybody to put me on camera. Not even this putting me on camera. It's getting, like, up in my face with a camera while this just happened. Like, I can get that.
But I also feel like it's kind of like the life he signed up for. Like, if you don't want to deal with the camera,
and I agree,
can't control your emotions, don't play on the PGA Tour in front of millions of people every weekend.
And that's where the debate comes in with me. Like, the battle within oneself of, like, is this something that I really need to think about more, or let it go?
That's where I was going with it, is, he's a PGA Tour pro. That's just kind of the territory that comes with it. You're going to be on camera, especially a guy that's as talked about as Bryson DeChambeau. That guy's going to find some TV time. You know what I mean? And that's just part of it. Being a pro golfer, you're going to be on the TV screen.
Absolutely.
And, I can understand it. Like, nobody really wants to be seen in their worst. And I think that was probably a very low moment for him. But at the same time, like Hunter said, that's what he signed up for. I mean, he's a tour pro. Yeah. So, I mean, the camera's going to be shoved in his face regardless.
Especially with all the hype behind him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been the talk of the town. Just got off winning a tournament a few weeks back. I mean, don't expect the camera to not be there.
Oh, yeah. No, like, I see it like he's a pro. He needs to realize that and be professional. But at the same time, he is human. Like, he is just like everybody else.
Right. That's fair, too.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily think of it that way, and I kind of feel bad now, but I do get that because, like the listeners know, like, we all play sports, and we've all had those moments. So I do kind of feel bad, but
every round, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every round.
After the first hole.
Golly, I alluded to us like playing so much this weekend, and now that you say that, I had so many moments this weekend, and Jesse's the worst about it. Like, I was on pace for my personal best, which is 79, right?
Oh my God!
And so it's a big moment for me because 79.
Huge moment.
It's a huge moment. It's not like, that's not a pro score, but 70 anything.
It was this past weekend.
It was this past weekend.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, and let me say now too, there was nobody pulling for you as hard as me and Tal were out there on that golf course.
Dude,
I understand.
Oh my
God. I understand that. I'm not taking that away from you, but just let me get to this. Jesse's the world's worst. So like, I don't. Let me think. I think it had to have been on 16, right? So on 16, I had it figured out to. Yeah. So I had it figured out to where all I had to do was par 16, 17, 18 for 79. And the day that I was having, that wasn't out of the question at all. I had a lot of pars. And so what happened was, like, I don't even remember where it was. I think it was on 16, actually. Like, I hit it up and was just barely off green side, which wasn't a problem because I was getting up and down, like, on almost every hole. So I still had a lot of confidence I was going to be able to par. And I think that my greenside chip just didn't really make it as far as I wanted to. It was on the green, but it was just a mile-long putt. And Jesse's that guy that goes, "Oh, gosh, Scott." And I'm like...
Scott, you just dug your own grave, son.
Oh, my God.
His tee shot was in front of the green on the fringe. And, I was like, okay, I have faith in him. He'll get up and down. And then as soon as he hit his chip, I saw him flub it a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, Scott!" Like, I literally said it out loud. I said, "Oh, Scott!" And I just saw the air come out of both of us.
And see, the thing is like Jesse was my catcher for for 2 years, and if you don't know baseball, the relationship between a pitcher and a catcher is unmatched. And if it was anybody other than Jesse, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Oh my
But it's
god.
like Jesse goes, "Oh, Scott," I'm like, "Jesse, I know, just shut up." Which is funny that I'm sitting here criticizing Bryson for not wanting to be in the camera, and I'm literally like in my head, just absolutely like cussing Jesse,
Just fuming mad.
fuming mad. Because it's not that I don't understand the situation. Like, I get it, Jesse. I just messed up big time. You don't have to tell me, okay?
Dude,
But it was just.
it made me
Oh.
nervous for you because Jesse, for like the last 4 holes, he was like, "All right, Scott, it's time to let it hang. You got to nut up or shut up. It's crying time. Come on,
Exactly.
you can do this."
Exactly.
And I was like,
Nobody told
"Dude, you're stressing me out, and I'm shooting like a
You
58
can't
over
build
right
a
now."
Hype like that. You can't build the hype like
yeah.
that.
And-
Just freak out.
And what's funny now as we're talking about it, Scott was totally feeding into that crap earlier. Like he was.
Oh, bull
totally-
crap, dude. Don't put that on me.
He would hit a drive in the fairway.
Don't you
and then
put
he'd
that
go hit
evil
his
on me,
second
Ricky
Don't you
shot.
put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
He would hit the green on his second shot, and they'd be like, "Come on, Scott, let's go make a putt." And like I would say stuff like that. Like they're making it seem
Scott,
like I was just. They're making it seem like I was like, "Come on, let's go, come on."
You were.
It wasn't,
You
it wasn't
were.
that way. It wasn't that way at all. Scott would hit a
Jesse
tee
was-
shot. Scott would hit a tee shot. I'm like, "That a boy. Let's go make birdie." Like say stuff like that. Like I was hyping him up, man. He's
Oh
my
my-
buddy. The first time that he would be under 80, I was hyping him up, and the reaction on the green, that was really like. I didn't even mean to like say it out loud. I was just like in my head, and
Oh,
it just came
Scott.
out. And I was just
Scott,
like,
walk
"Oh,
us through.
Scott."
Walk us through 17 and 18. What happened on those last 2 holes?
Oh,
So,
Briefly
okay,
give it
so
to us.
So I ended up making bogey on 16, and which basically meant that I had to I needed a birdie eagle, and
Okay.
I say that with confidence because 18 is actually like you can eagle 18.
yes.
I don't want to say fairly easy, but all you have to do is drive the green, and the green is within my range of yardage, and 16 or 17 is a par 5. And it's a really short par 5.
You could eagle that as
so-
well, really.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, exactly. You could eagle that as well. But also, birdie is fairly easy. Like if you probably look at the
Yes.
whole breakdown, you know, we all know. But so anyway, it came down. It was 80. It was 80. So I had to have been birdie on 17. I think I did birdie 17, and it came down literally to 18. And I was like, if I don't hit the green here, I don't really have a shot.
Let me
And-
tell you what this man did. Oh, my God. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Jesse,
Scott, let him know
Jesse, lay the
because
hole out for them. Lay the hole out for the listeners on 18.
I don't know if we've said this or not, but we're playing at Somerville Country Club, a little 9-hole club in Somerville, Tennessee, and so the 18th tee shot is there's 2 sets of tees. It's a 9-hole course, so obviously you play the same hole twice, but you play a different set of tees. And the tees we were playing on the back 9 had a really good angle. There's a lot of trees. You can either hit like a 6 or 7 iron down into the fairway and have about a 100-yard shot into the green, or you can hit a driver. It's 285 to the middle.
Absolute
So you can,
bomb.
You can fly a driver onto the green. Within, we all
you got to hit it
pretty
high,
good.
though, to
And-
get over those trees.
Yeah, you got to hit it high.
Yeah.
But I mean, being baseball players, we have pretty athletic swings, so it's reachable for all of us, and especially
Yep.
Scott. 'Cause Scott's a long ball hitter.
Yeah.
And so it's a drivable par 4, but right is no good because you're across the road, and left is no good because you're stuck
trees.
between trees or in a ditch. So it's just
You're on
you
the
gotta
tee
hit
box
fairway.
at 3.
Basically, you got to hit fairway, green, or just in front of the green.
For the record, I'm glad you explained that because the listeners had to be like, what kind of goat ranch are these clowns playing at with a drivable par 4
Yeah.
that's
the
easily
18th hole.
eagleable? I'm like,
On the
what?
18th.
Yeah.
It's not
Exactly.
as easy as it sounds, I promise.
No,
It's
yeah,
not.
It's not.
It's
We
not,
got. We have to do it. We're gonna do it. Jesse versus hole 8.
You got to hit the money ball shot.
and
There
we
we
can
go.
really show the listeners how it goes. But
There you
Scott,
go. I'll
explain
show
it.
you.
But
We broke you, Scott. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. So basically, it just came down to where it was out of reach. I think I had 78 going into 18, so I would have had to hole out to actually have it. So I think I actually hit it close enough and ended up 80 or 81 or something. But no, so I say all that just to throw shade at Jesse because he's literally the worst person to shoot your record score with. Because All he wants you to do is think about it the entire time. Every step you take, he wants you to think about it.
79.
Scott
79, baby.
He brought up that pitcher-catcher relationship. I'm just used to hyping him up and getting him going. So it's just a habit for me. Sorry, I'm
I
being.
will say this.
Sorry,
No, I won't say.
wish goodwill on you, Scott. I just won't say anything to you.
You know what sucks though? Here, this is the qualm that I have with that is that every time Jesse has shot under 80 in 70 anything, I've been there. I've played with him, right next to him in the car, and I'm so sick of it. I was there for his 79. I was there for his 78, his 77. I've been there every time.
You were there for 76. We're working on 75 next time, baby.
Now we ain't working on crap next time.
He said we working on me, baby.
Yeah, we got to get me in there. But anyway, so Gosh, we got so off topic, but it's fine. Let's close out the Memorial Tournament topic with we're gonna kind of segue into one thing. There was a video that surfaced of Bryson literally
On that hole.
patting down grass before dropping his ball like on the same spot. Yeah.
Give a good boo.
But the crazy thing to me was that nobody caught it. Like nobody said anything. Not to mention there had to have been at least 2 rules officials over there because he called 2 of them over. So there has to be at least 2 rules officials there, and he's just sitting there like patting the ground, pat with his club head, and then he bends down and puts the ball by his knee and just looks like an idiot because that's how everybody looks when they drop the ball now, and he puts it right in the same spot. And so that brought up a discussion to me. I was like, wow, I guess Bryson's the new Patrick Reed, Fluffing Lies.
Ooh.
I think it's totally fine. Totally
take.
fine.
He said, I think it's totally fun.
So hold on, Scott. I didn't see this, and I got a club here. Was it more of like a pat, or was it like a kind of pat and rub?
The first
I'm just checking. I mean, I
Got
got my iron here. I got a ball in here too. If you want me to drop it, I mean, what do you need a driver? I got a driver, a putter. I got a 5 iron.
Always
No,
ready.
it was the first one.
Okay,
It was
just want to
the-
check. I want to make sure we're
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the
yeah.
first one. He was like, imagine if you were like stomping it down, but just with your club head, which,
Tamping
And
the
it was so-
ground with 3 wood.
yeah, and it was
Oh,
so
yeah,
funny
big-headed club.
I was saying
because
it was probably more like this. It was like a tap with the driver, a little bigger head. You know.
yeah,
Okay.
Spot
And it-
on.
Tap, tap,
the
tap.
funny part
Here
to
for
me
the
was
animation.
on Twitter, people were like, "Oh, is nobody seeing this?" And it was just hilarious. But
Wow.
it just gives me even more reason not to like Bryson. But with that, I want to talk about how we feel about Fluffing Lies, and I'm gonna let Jesse start because Jesse is the world's worst. And guess what?
King McFluff.
Listen, Brian, Hunter, Tal, I have video evidence. I caught it on video, and I haven't told nobody.
Oh,
Jesse is the biggest fluff. Like, he's the biggest fluffer in this group, and it doesn't matter.
Oh,
It doesn't
he
matter
owes
where
it,
the
baby.
ball is.
Respect.
oh no.
So Jesse, why don't you go ahead and start, and you tell us how you feel about Fluffing Lies, even though we already know.
So as you well know,
We've all been told.
if I was getting paid, if I was making a $70,000 to $1.7 million paycheck every week, then yeah, I'd probably play the ball down. But I do good to shoot 80 at a 9-hole country club in small town USA. So don't really think it matters if I'm playing the ball down or not. Just the guys that I always play with out there are their
Very well
rules
put.
in the club length at all times.
So question.
And
2
usually
weeks
that
from
club length is a driver. So
So
Usually
question,
Club League.
question: 2 weeks from now, we're gonna be playing a tournament for $300 per flight. I better not see any live fluffing because you said if
Still get
we're
club
playing
length.
for money. No,
Is it?
you said if we're playing
Listen.
for money, there's no fluffing your lie. So I'm gonna be
Okay.
watching you when I play.
no,
with
like
you on
actually in this
Saturday.
tournament, you still get a club length of relief out there. That's
Listen,
just how it
listen.
is.
Okay,
And he'll
good to
deal
know.
with golf.
Yep.
I get
Here-
enough.
here-
Now I know.
But no,
Here's
but
what-
before we go any farther, I do want to say this. Before we so obviously it's been said that we filmed a bunch of content this past weekend. So we were doing that, and literally I like I remember in my head, because I was like, I'm going to use this against him if he tries to turn on me. But Scott said 2 or 3 times this weekend, don't start the camera until I get this live fluffed.
I did not say that. That is not true.
3 times.
You don't have proof of that.
I remember it. I don't have proof. I don't have proof.
No.
I don't have proof. But on the par
no.
3, number 3 at Somerville, on the par 3, Scott hit a 6-iron short of the green. And it was a video where he was talking about, they cut the grass short on the fringe because that's where you're supposed to be. And he literally goes, before I start the camera, he's like, it's kind of tight right here. Let me fluff this real quick.
Oh, dude. You don't have proof of that.
On my life.
He's laughing. He's laughing.
On my golf career. So Scott feels the same way as I do. He just may not be as big as big of an advocate out
Tal,
loud
what's your
as
take?
I am.
What's your take, Tal?
My take
us-
on
give us
Fluff
your
Lies. All right, so let me tell you guys something. I am a cheap golfer. I care about my clubs, even though they are not great. Now, I am not going to spend $600 for a new set of irons. So if I have a ball right next to a damn root, I am going to move the ball about a foot left, somewhere a little nicer, because I'm not going to swing and snap the head off that club and then go, oh shit.
Snap your wrist.
Or
Fair.
yeah. So I mean, I'm okay with that. Like moving. I think Jesse would agree that I'm more of like I try to hit it where the ball lies, and then he's the one that has to tell me like move that.
So
Because
question for you, Tal.
Yeah.
If you're in the rough
mm-hmm.
and you're in a dead spot where there's no grass,
Yes,
what do you do?
I hit it.
Okay.
Like I hit it. I will most of the time I play it where it's at, and Jesse's always the one to have to tell me like, hey man, you are gonna break something if you hit it there. Move it.
Oh,
Because
Okay,
I will
listen.
try to hit anywhere.
A special guest.
Here's
so
what I
Tal,
want everybody to do. Here's what I want everybody to do. I just sent the video. I just sent the video in our group, and I'm gonna post this so the listeners can see it too. I want everybody to watch,
right
watch
here
the
in the
video.
podcast.
Yeah, this video will be released to the public so they can see it. But I want all of us to watch it right now. It is
Gotcha.
video proof of Jesse fluffing his lie on camera,
That's a good swim.
caught red-handed.
That's a good couple
Whoa.
minutes fluffing it. That's a good couple seconds fluffing that one.
We were
too.
good
That
until you
was-
hold it 3 feet to your left there, Jesse,
That
but you
was,
kind
uh,
of screwed yourself. You
more
put
like-
it further
more
behind
like-
the tree.
More like 6 to 12 inches, maybe, not 3 feet. I think we're getting ahead of ourselves there.
Jeez.
You must be talking in woman measurements. I'm talking 3 feet in man measurements.
Oh god.
Okay,
Huh.
the ball don't lie, fellas. I mean, the
I
ball
knew
don't
that was
lie,
gonna come. I
fellas.
knew that was
Let's just-
coming.
Ball did
Hey,
lie.
it's
It
not-
was 6
That
inches
shouldn't
to the
even
right.
be.
Let's say fucking basketball. Oh,
I'm about to say that shouldn't even be a golf phrase. You shouldn't be able to say ball don't lie in golf.
I'll set it up. I didn't want to go there, but y'all teed it up.
I'll say this about the lie fluff. I'm with you, Tal. However, if we establish beforehand that we can adjust,
You're gonna
that's
adjust.
fair. I like that.
See,
That's
and that
fair.
makes sense. I think it's more of a personal thing for me, where it's like, all right, if I can shoot it out of here and get it on the green, I'll feel better about myself hitting a birdie than
Yep.
if I move it 3 feet to the left and then have to hit it because it's a better lie, right?
Yep.
I think
I
it's
can-
for
I
me,
can
it's a
agree with
personal thing.
The question here that I always ask, like a guy like Tao, who's still like, he just got done playing college baseball, so he's like still developing his golf swing. How much better is Tao really going to get if he's hacking out of, if he can move it a foot and have a shot from behind a tree, or is he just going to punch it out and or like try and hit some huge hook or huge cut? Like, is Tao really going to get that much better? And like, does it really matter if he does move it and try and hit that shot on the green? Like, it's
a
more
valid
fun
argument.
for Tao. It's more fun for Tao to hit good shots. So why make him suffer and hit out of the crap and just not even like come close to getting any better because he's just having to hack it out there? That's
I agree.
just
I do.
It is hard to
uh,
get better hitting
point.
trick shots all the time.
Yep.
You're right.
It's
Yep.
definitely hard.
But you can be a good trick shot artist.
Unless you're Phil
I'm good
Mickelson.
at trick shots. I can tell
Oh,
you that.
you guys, I went for the old tiger shot where I tried to hook it around this tree the other day. I hit it money, like hit it with a slice, hooked it around like that,
I hit it with a slice.
and I smoked the tree right in front of me. That was trying to go right around, and I watched it fly back behind me.
Speaking of Phil, Brian brought him up, and I did want to ask what you thought. What about Phil with a putter from 78 feet out last week?
78 yards, wasn't it?
78 yards. I'm
Yards,
sorry, 78
yeah.
yards.
And then pulls the wedge out.
And then
on
pulls the
next
wedge
shot.
out. The king of wedges did that.
I mean, hey, it's still
don't know,
roll to
man.
the pole.
I don't know.
I'm okay with that.
It's
don't
definitely
know.
an odd play, but it worked.
was.
It worked.
It worked. But
I guess.
We-
We did it.
Scott, you got to keep us rolling here. We're getting off track.
Yeah, we
Come on, mediator.
Hey, I'm not gonna interject in a good debate. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
But that is a good point. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to get into our Hall of Fame segment for this week. It was awesome last week. I've had so many people reach out and say, you guys have
Kit Kats
no idea what you're talking about.
Kit
Like-
Kats suck.
Suck.
Twin snakes
Like,
are the way.
No.
We had really...
Wait, we had twin snakes on the course this weekend, and they were like, dang, these are great. This
You
is
guys
good.
all
Tell
know
us
what I
still
said
a
about
heated
twin
topic.
snakes.
They were
You guys
doing
all know what I
street
said in the
sweeping.
group text about twin snakes. That's
I
all
want to make a shout out here really quick. So like I said, we had a lot of feedback. We had one guy in particular. He's a good friend of ours. His name is Charlie Ellis.
Oh,
Here's what he said. He reached out. He said he really enjoyed everything, really enjoyed the debate. He said, and I quote, "If I do get a chance to come on the show, I have a major, in all caps, major bone to pick about the choices of candy." So we may or may
Well-
not be seeing Charlie Ellis on the pod here soon to defend himself for making a
I want to
statement
hear
quite like
stuff
that.
on baked goods.
Yeah, I know he's going to be listening. So
Shout out to
out
you, Charlie. Thanks for
shout out
listening.
to Charlie. Yeah. So
Thanks, buddy.
this week's Hall of Fame is titled "Good Old Boys." Okay, so here's how this is going to work. What we're going to do, the same as always, each guy gets 3 picks, draft style, snake style. We'll start at the top and go down, and then work our way back up. What we mean by good old boys is we are basically drafting a scramble team. Okay, so once everybody makes their 3 picks, there will be a team of 4 with their picks, like they are part of their own team. And the way we're doing it is everybody's first 2 picks will be a pro golfer from any era. They don't have to be current. It can be from any era. And their last pick will be a non-professional golfer. So maybe a different athlete from a different sport or a celebrity, somebody that, we know that plays golf that would just be entertaining to play with. And the whole purpose is not to see who would have the best team, but who would have the most entertaining team. Who would, have the funnest bench or the funnest conversation, who would have the most laughs, who would be the most entertaining to watch. So let's get this started. I have a random number generator in front of me from 1 to 5. So I'm going to assign numbers, and then I'll have the generator decide which order we go in. So Brian is going to be number 1. Hunter's going to be number 2. Jesse's going to be number 3. Tal's going to be number 4. I'll be number 5. So I'm going to click this number generator, and whichever you guys remember.
Oh,
your
wait, I
numbers,
already thought I
Come
was
on,
first.
give me 4.
my
Big
bad.
money.
No,
Big
no.
money. Big money.
No, no. Yeah, no, we're putting this up to chance because you got first last
Come on.
week.
Big money. Big money.
You're right.
So here's the first number.
Gary needs a new pair of shoes.
We got a 5, so I'll go first.
Damn it.
He cheated. We can't see
I
the
ain't
screen.
Rigged. It's rigged.
Next number is a 1, so Brian is up next.
Definitely rigged.
Dang.
Nope. No way.
Next number is a 4, so
Yes.
Tal will go third.
Okay.
Next number is 3,
2. Dang.
so Jesse.
I want to just
So
go
it'll
last.
be me, Brian, Tal, Jesse, Hunter. Hunter will get 2 in a row. We'll go back up and then back down. Sound good?
Yep.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. And remember, if you choose somebody, they are off the board. No duplicates in this round. So without further ado, let's get into this week's Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame of good old boys. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to start. First pick. I think this is somebody that I relate to a lot. This is somebody who I resemble in the way that I play. I've heard this a lot. I'm going to go with the one and only John Daly.
You
John Daly
cocksucker.
is my first
Hit it
pick.
hard, man.
You mother trucker.
Punk.
Wow. That's a
Look,
good. That's a good.
I've-
Good one, Scotty.
I've been called John Daly for the way that I swing. If we're gonna post some content this week, so you guys will see my swing is just extremely just like club head all the way back, like whipping it.
Man.
And so
We
so
gotta
I've
get
had.
Scott to start smoking cigarettes.
Oh gosh, I don't know about that. So people have called me John Daly, or you guys have called me John Daly a ton of times. So I knew if I got first pick, that's what I was going with. So that's mine. Let's move to Brian. Brian, who you got?
I'm going to go with Mr. Hellacious Seed himself, Phil Mickelson.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Just take him off. Just take him off.
But I just want to put this into perspective. I'm going with the Phil Mickelson that puts his Yeti mugs on the golf green and hits hellacious seeds with the aviators.
Oh
I
man.
like it.
So let's go. Who was it? Tao.
Well, hold on. I got to think of a new one now because you guys took literally
Oh.
both.
You're on the
Hey, man.
clock.
So
What can I
on the
say?
clock.
here, no, I'll go with this guy because I think I can relate to him in the way that I swing a club, and play. I'll go with Brooks Koepka because
Brooksy. Good pick.
like the guy swings hard, swings really hard, and I swing a golf club pretty darn hard, regardless of
Yeah.
where it's gonna go.
Hey, you know another way that you relate to Brooks?
Hmm.
Brooks isn't contractually obligated to any company, so his bag is just full of like random clubs.
That is
So that's
me.
like-
That is me.
Tao.
That is you.
Tao.
Al does have a smorgasbord of clubs.
Smorgasbord.
Tao is low everybody, and that's fine.
I got some
All
Wilsons. I got some top
Yes,
flights. I've got some. Lord knows what else is in there.
Jesus.
I've got a baseball bat.
The Kirkland special.
You think Brooks is contractually obligated to Kodiak? Maybe he's a Copenhagen guy.
I saw
don't know.
I bet he's
That
a.
was aggressive, and I like it.
I bet he's a skull guy.
For
Oh,
Skull.
I actually have a.
Spearmint.
I have the picture. Let me see because you can see
Experience.
his shit.
It was Kodiak. It was
It
Kodiak.
was.
Yeah.
It was Kodiak.
Yeah.
Kodiak winter
So
green.
for the listeners at home who don't know what we're talking about, Brooks got caught putting a dip in on the course and proceeded to shoot like 3 birdies in a row, I think, after the dip was put in.
Yep.
Maybe I
That's what we're talking
maybe I
about.
need to start doing that then. Maybe
There's
I'll get
something to
better.
it.
So Jesse, let's go.
All right,
Who you
guys.
got?
All right. I'm really surprised this one wasn't taken, just because our whole friend group talks about him all the time.
Yep.
And we've watched his video on YouTube, hanging out at his home course with his buddies. Talking about $1.50 beers and their kart racing and stuff.
I knew this was
I
where it was
think that,
going.
I think
It's a good one.
that, I'm just going to have to go with Kevin Kisner. I mean, every report you get on tour is just everybody loves playing with that guy, and he's just like, I mean, he is pure humor.
He puts a
good
big
old-
old lipper in.
Good old
Yes.
Southern boy, man. So Kiz, that's my
I
number
like
one.
that. Good pick. Good pick.
So Hunter, you got 2 in a row, man. You got your first. You get to pick both your pro guys back to back.
So my first pick, I was glad nobody took this one because I was excited. I had a whole setup here, so let me get through it. First of all, he's left-handed like myself. He and I have the exact same ball flight, but his is on purpose, and mine is because I'm a shitty
I
golfer.
know where this is
So
going.
I'm gonna go with the old Bubba Watson.
Dad
Wow.
gummit.
That's a good
That's
pick.
my next pick. That was
Damn,
my
I was-
how
I
could
was
you not
thinking
love
about
that
him.
guy? How could you not love him? I mean, he and I literally have the same ball flight. I just don't do it on purpose. It's great. It's
That's
awesome.
good.
Dang.
That was a good pick.
Man.
My second one, my favorite golfer out there, so I think it'd just be fun to play with him. I'm gonna go with old JT. I think it'd be a lot of fun watching the spring
Oh,
break
that's a
videos
good
with
one.
the boys. I feel like that'd be a good
That's
one.
a good
he's
one.
gotta
That
be
is a good one.
I just love the guy. He seems funny with like the videos of him begging for shots and when he's pointing at balls and he's saying, "Oh, that's a little left" and things like that. That just cracks me up. I feel like it'd be fun. So there's my two.
Good pick.
We'll see you guys on the
Man.
course.
Man.
So let's work our way. We got to work our way back up. So Jesse, who's your
Yeah,
last
you're
pro
up
guy?
again.
My last pro guy is going to have to be, you just watch video, of this guy, and it seems like he's always got a smile on his face. It's just, how can you not like a guy like that? He's out there having fun on the golf course because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have
I
fun.
have no clue what's about to come out of your mouth right now.
I feel like I
Big
do.
Tony Finau, man.
Oh,
He's
yeah, that's a
always
good
got-
pick.
Oh.
That's a
Always
good
got
pick.
smile on his
That's a good
face.
pick. I like that.
Always having a good time. He's got a really sweet swing. It's just fun to watch. So Tony Finau,
Pink guy.
Oh,
big
man.
guy. Bingo.
Man, oh
You could
man.
help him tank his ankle back up too.
Yeah.
Man,
Tao,
Good
who's
pick.
your second
Oh, man.
pro, Tao?
I'm stuck between two. Both for completely different reasons. I'm gonna, you know what? I'll go with a big one, a big obvious one. I'm gonna go with old Tiger. Now,
Yeah.
I say
like
that
that.
because not only do I think like we'd have a good time, I think he could give me a lot of tips throughout the way we play.
Learn how to play.
Learn how
Oh,
to
yeah.
play. Teach me like, hey, that's a shit shot. Don't go for that.
He
And
can tell
Don't
you
go
stuff
for
that
that.
you've never even heard before.
yeah,
Tal.
he's gonna be like, all right, move your foot an inch back and turn this way. And I would put it on the green and go, Tiger, you wizard. How did you know?
You wizard. It's a good pick.
I'd
Good
go with
pick.
Tiger.
I like that.
Awesome. Brian, your last
So Scott,
pro.
I just want you to, for my last vote, I want you to say what you said at the beginning. Maybe not necessarily the best playing group we would pick, but I believe your wording was most entertaining. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yep.
You're right. That's correct.
So with that, after Mr. Hellacious Seed on my left, for my right, I'm going to pick the one and only, and if you watch golf, you know who I'm about to talk about, the infamous waste management hole, Big Dick Rick, Ricky Fowler.
Oh shit!
That's a
my boy
good
right
one.
there.
I like that one.
I
That's a
like
good
it.
one.
I like that
I had-
a lot.
I had
He
a
was
really-
on my list. He was on there.
I had a really good friend of mine actually text me today who has his own podcast, and he literally, the whole conversation was about how much he loved Ricky Fowler. Which
Dude,
is that's funny
he's
that
awesome.
he's awesome, man. I don't know, he seems like especially with the mustache now, like the mustache just has like some kind of comic effect. It makes him just funny.
Oh yeah.
I can't
Oh,
tell,
yeah.
like watching Ricky
What's wrong with a
Fowler, I can't
mustache?
tell if he's like a cold-blooded just killer out there, or if he's just like
Happy to be
out
there.
there. Yeah, if he's just out there like and he's actually like super funny and super.
I'm
laid
here to
back.
play.
I think
Like,
he's
he
funny
looks,
and laid
he
back.
looks super locked in on the golf course, but
Yeah.
Have you
outside
guys
he's like a big old jokester. It seems like.
Yeah.
have you guys seen the commercials that he's in that are really funny? Like I can't remember I can't believe you have never seen that.
It's State
He's
Farm,
on
isn't it?
Rocket Mortgage, I think, isn't it?
Rocket Mortgage is one. Isn't he on like a State Farm one? Or
What does he do?
So the one that I'm thinking of is like he's basically sitting in his backyard, like on his deck in a lawn chair, like just stretched out, relaxing, and he's like looking off into the distance, and his neighbor is on the lawnmower, and his neighbor like comes around
I've seen
and it's
Yeah.
like drives into his eyesight and like starts waving at him, and Ricky just like doesn't even move. He just sits still, and it's actually because he just is like zoned out thinking about being on the course. It's just funny.
That's
like
right.
I've seen
yeah.
that one. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I
funny.
think that is Rocket Mortgage, Scott. I think you're right.
Yeah, that's hilarious though. That's a good pick, dude. That's an awesome
Thank you.
pick.
That's a good one.
And he's gonna bring that like that style factor too. You know, he's gonna
Yeah,
be.
That's
he
right,
does.
He's
dog.
probably, you should tell him like you should be like, look, this is my scramble group, and you can't play in it unless you come out in all orange.
I want
No.
Ditto Orange.
It's so
That's
orange.
it.
I'm not kidding. In my notes, I had Ricky as my number 4 pick, and literally as a bullet point under there, I said fashion advice. That he should dress a little bit better on the course.
I don't
That's
know who
awesome.
would have to work harder to get to put in orange, Brian or Phil.
Probably Phil.
Ooh, Phil.
Oh,
Probably be like, yes, sir, Mr. Ricky, sir.
so let's go. All right, so
Scott,
my
you're
last.
up.
Who do you got, Scotty?
So I got 2 in a row. So I'll
Yep.
give you my last pro guy and my celeb. For my
Ooh,
last
yeah.
pro guy, and this is going to be, I don't know that you guys are necessarily going to be interested in like, oh, I would have taken him. But I know for a fact this guy is hilarious. It's Mr. Twitter King himself, Max Homa. So
Ooh, good pick.
if you're on Twitter
He would be
at
entertaining.
all, and you follow just any sort of golf Twitter, you've probably seen his tweets. Max Homa is a guy, like, what he does is he lets just random people send in videos of their swings, and he just absolutely roasts them.
Oh,
It's
no.
like,
I'd feel bad.
I
oh,
do
it's
too.
so
He would
it's
ruin
so
me.
funny, man. Like, and he holds nothing back. Like, he's not vulgar about it at all. Just the way that he jokes about their swing, he always ties it into like what's going on and
Yeah.
everything. Like there would be
Yep.
one of like somebody where the ball would like obviously go way right, and he's like, He's like, yeah, swing looks good, but did you alert the people on 3 fairways over that the ball was coming in? Like, y'all forced? Like, he just, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's super funny, man. So for the entertainment factor, I will go with him. But he also is a pretty good golfer. He's been up there.
Sure.
Yeah.
So here's the fun part. Here, we're going to start. This is my third pick, and this should be everybody's third pick. We're going with our non-pros, okay?
Yep.
So like I
Non-pro.
said before in the rules, this can be another athlete from another sport or a celeb. But my pick may surprise some of you. He is an avid golfer. He likes golf, has played golf on television before. And surprisingly enough, if you guys maybe have known from I don't know if we mentioned it last episode, but we are all from the Memphis area. This guy
I
is
know
a
where you're going.
Memphis-grown celebrity.
No.
Yep, here it
I'm
comes.
going JT, Mr. Sexy Back, Justin Timberlake.
I like
Good
it.
one.
I'll give you a
Good
golf
pick.
clap on
That's
that
a good
Good
one.
pick. That was gonna
That
be
is-
mine. It's a good pick.
He and Scott's
No,
bringing
it
sexy back.
Yeah, like if that's not entertainment on its own, because it could just go horrible on the course, right? You know, John Daly's just slicing stuff right, and like passes out from being too drunk, and then and like it's too much for Max Homa to handle, so he just leaves, and it's like me and Justin. I can be like, Justin, just start dancing, Justin. Just break it down on the tee box.
Just start changing.
Start bringing sexy back.
Start bringing sexy back. You got to get the people going, Justin.
That's right. That's right.
So
Good
that's my 3. So I got John Daly, Max Homa, and Timberlake for the entertainment value. I think I got a good chance here. So Brian, let's go with your second pick. Third pick. Sorry.
For my third and final pick of the non-golfer, I'm going to go with, for those that know anything about golf and golf drama, as you know, I picked Phil Mickelson. So as my non-golfer, I'm going to go with my boy Jake Owen.
Oh,
Oh,
No.
Nice.
I
Nice.
like
Gotta
that.
say, I like the mixed bag. It's definitely a mixed
Yeah,
bag
that's-
coming in
Oh,
for
yeah.
you.
yeah.
I didn't even know that he was a golfer.
What do you
He's-
say?
He used to be a
Fuck
golfer.
you! I made 100 of these yesterday or something like that when he beat Tiger and won like well, I don't even remember what
It
the
was
quote
something
was.
like that. I
Look-
don't even remember.
Google it. Google Jake Owen and Phil
He
Mickelson.
won like $9 million out of that match.
Yeah,
God.
I think he asked him for his money back, didn't he, on the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
And he was like, gave him 100. He goes, "Fuck you! I made 900 of these yesterday.
Oh,
Here's
God.
100. Go away."
Oh,
At
man.
Jordan Spieth's wedding.
Was it really?
Jesus.
Yeah, it was at Jordan Spieth's wedding.
Jesus.
Wow.
Good
What
time.
a guy. What a guy.
He can sing
It's
you a
gonna be a
country
great
song.
team.
He can sing a country song. Get you a loose, fluid swing out there, Brian. Get you
He can,
relaxed.
yeah.
That's right, man. Hey, for those that don't know, Jake Owen wanted to be a professional golfer at a young age.
He's a good golfer.
Yeah, he's good. He's good golf. I
So-
think he was supposed to be. He was trying to be like on the tour, but he got hurt in
Yeah.
a wakeboarding accident. I saw.
pretty sure he tried to go pro.
He shot
Yeah.
like a 4 under at the pro
He's a
am.
good
Pebble
golfer.
Beach pro am a couple years ago, I think.
He's a good golfer.
Wow.
Tell
Gotta
what
say,
you
I
got.
got a
Yeah,
stacked
tell.
team.
Tell what
Wow.
you got.
So, I was stuck between 2, both for different entertainment purposes. Here, I can tell you the 2. I had Zac Efron for 1 because I thought that would be kind of cool. He was on
This made
a pro-am.
way back for that one.
Yeah. He played in like
Y'all
a
trying to
tournament with pro
y'all trying
golfers.
to compare abs or something, Tal?
No. And it was either him, but the one I was going to go with, or I did go with, was Bill Murray.
Oh, that's a good
Ooh,
one.
okay.
That's a good
Because
one.
he would come out with
That's
his
a great one.
umbrella hat and start off making me laugh just walking up in that.
I can't believe I
2,
didn't think of
he
that.
would be a
He would relax
sarcastic
you. You'd play
ass.
better.
He would be a sarcastic ass for any shot that I hit off you. Well, that's not coming back to us. Bill. And then
That is
Bill?
good.
we'd had fun the entire time. I think that'd be a fun one.
That's a good
I would just ask him
I
like
like
the
that.
whole round. I'd be like, "Hey, Mr. Murray, if you're gonna play with me, can you just do your Caddyshack voice the whole time, please?"
Good
Oh,
pick.
man.
And I
What do
would-
you
and
got,
if I had,
Jesse?
All right, for my non-tour pro and final pick, I'm gonna have to go by Mr. Get Her Done, Larry the Cable Guy.
He's gonna play golf.
That guy.
He plays in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Yes, he does.
Oh,
Does he really?
my.
Scott, you must not be that big of a golf guy, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
He plays out there, man. He wears the camo and orange, just like always.
Oh.
And I think with him and Kiz, I might not be able to get a golf swing off. I'd be laughing so hard the whole time.
Oh,
That's
my
a good-
God.
that's a
I can't
good
even
team.
imagine.
That's
a
Larry
good
the
team.
Cable Guy. Larry the Cable Guy. Get her done.
Good
That's
pick.
That's a
awesome.
good
Good
team.
pick. So we
You
got
got
Hunter.
Ready to bring us home? All right.
Bring us
well,
home.
So I had 2 picks. One just because I thought it was hilarious, and one serious one. But just fun fact for you, Paul Blart style. Kenny G, the saxophone guy,
Ooh.
like
Yeah.
long hair. Kenny
Uh-huh.
G. He's a plus 0.6 handicap, not a minus, but a plus 0.6 handicap. But that's not my pick because I don't like that. My pick, I got to get me a Diet Miller for my pick. Mr. Luke Combs himself.
You just cracked that open.
Okay.
I heard the crack.
Long neck,
Okay.
ice cold beer. Never broke this heart, but golf does all the time.
that
Wow.
was good.
Did y'all
like
hear
that one.
the crack of the
Yeah.
seal
That was
there?
the
He just
price
got
of
opened that up.
fresh crack.
That thing is cold.
I did.
Cold
Ice
and
cold.
fresh.
Too cold to hold, boys. Diet Miller.
He's still
Look
a
it up.
Golf
Diet
claps.
Miller.
Golf
gotta-
claps.
You got a small dent in the bottom of the can. Did you get that for half price or what?
No,
He dropped it on the way in.
That must have been rattling around in the cooler or something. I don't know.
Oh man.
That's my pick.
Good
JT,
pick.
Bubba Watson, and Luke Combs himself.
I'm
I
with
like
that.
that, man.
I like that.
We need to get a
So here-
poll on Twitter going to see who has the best team.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
we got.
So that's what we discussed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all these. We will make a poll, and we're gonna put it out for you guys to vote who has the most entertaining. And then if that goes well, if we get some good feedback there, next week we will discuss who we think would actually win, and
I like
if we
that.
all do,
Yeah,
if we
I like
all
that.
battled it out. So that should be fun.
Hmm.
We'll report back next week.
So let's wrap this one up. First, what we'll do is let's talk about the 3M Open coming up this weekend. Let's go to the
Where we
feature
playing?
groups. Oh
Feature
gosh,
Twin
yeah,
City, Minnesota.
yeah, Twin Cities.
Okay.
Feature groups are as follows. We got DJ, Tony Finau, Tommy Fleetwood, Matthew Wolf, Max Homa, Mr. Twitter King himself,
Ooh,
and
your boy.
my boy, and Brandon Grace, Brooks Koepka, Keith Mitchell, Charles Howell. Oh gosh, that's a tongue twister. Charles Howell the third.
The third.
Never heard of him. and then lastly is Bubba Watson, Paul Casey, and Hunter Haas's boy Pat Perez. So those are the feature groups. Those-
Because they got the irons. I tried to wear
yeah.
the hat too, but Kennedy wouldn't let me. She said it wouldn't look right.
boo.
Too much gear. Too much gear. Give her a boo, everybody. Couple
Boo.
dudes in the ch-
How are we gonna get a sponsorship from PXG if you can't rep it for us?
Yeah, come on, kid. We're over
I'm
here
trying,
trying to
I'm
get some new
trying.
irons for our boy
Hey,
Tal.
For
I've
me.
done nothing but shout out PXG and Miller Lite ever since this whole shindig started. So I don't know what else do you want from me? I'm trying my best.
Hey, forever,
So-
brother.
So we don't have we have the field and we have the feature groups for Thursday through Friday. We don't have the tee times just yet. So really quickly, let's make our picks, man. That's how we do it every episode. I would like to point out that Chase Koepka is also playing, so we'll have
Ooh.
maybe have a Chase Brooks showdown.
Brother on brother matchup.
Rory is not playing. Oh, okay. Here's something I wanted to bring up. I'm so glad I just remembered this. So, obviously, we are all Memphis guys. Next weekend is at TPC Southwind here in Memphis, the FedEx St. Jude Invitational World Golf Championship. I want to throw something out at you guys. In one of our practice pods, we talked about Tiger coming to Memphis
Mhm.
and whether it would
Yes.
happen or not. Tiger is not playing this week, okay? He played this past weekend. He is not playing this weekend. Tiger has never played 2 weeks he hasn't played 2 weeks in a row in years, right? So
Okay.
all I'm saying is the factors are leading up to Tiger coming to Memphis.
He
Okay.
likes the World Golf. He does like the WGC events too.
He likes the WGC events, and I think he didn't come last year because there was a major before it, or there was a major.
They were
after.
going overseas afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so he didn't come for that. But he has not played 2 weeks in a row in like at least like 2 or 3 years, and he's taken this week off. So I'm just saying that may mean that he may come to Memphis, and if he does,
But the one time he does, we can't go.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I'd almost rather not burn it. Let him come a different year.
Yeah, but so anyway, I just had to say that I had to bring that up because I put. Holy crap! It might be the year, but
Could be.
do y'all think he comes?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I like. What is it? I think following that weekend is a major actually.
Uh-oh.
Isn't it the
I
US
had
Open?
I had the
Is it?
schedule right here. As soon as the schedule loads up.
Don't quote me on that, but I thought the US Open was pretty soon after.
I know it used to be. Yeah, I
always
didn't know
play-
if it was this year because of coronavirus.
The US Open is usually in June, but the British Open is usually after TPC
Right.
South Moon.
It's the PGA Championship. That's what it is.
We got to talk to somebody about scheduling these big events after the St. Jude
Yeah.
Classic. We're trying to see some big
Yeah, what's
names.
going on?
These guys don't want
Trying
to
to
go
help
play
the
in
kids
Memphis.
here.
Yeah, we're trying to. Right.
Jeez. So yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he'll come, maybe he not. But let's make our picks for this weekend, so we can move on to our last topic. Anybody go? Let's get anybody going.
Who did you say was in that last group?
It
Pat
was
Perez,
Bubba Watson,
Perez,
Pat Perez,
Bubba Watson.
Paul Casey.
ball case.
I'll probably go with that one. That's what I'm thinking.
You like that group?
Yeah, I like that group. I also just like watching Bubba. I enjoy watching him play. So
Mhm.
Got Bubba for the weekend.
So you're taking
Lock him
Bubba
in.
out.
I'll take Bubba.
Lock him
I
in.
love Bubba.
I
What
Who
a
you got,
guy.
Jesse?
Fun to watch.
Fun to watch shape. And I got Tony Finau, man. He shot he's fresh off like a 58 or 59 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was posting it on his Instagram, and then he made 9 birdies. I don't think it was this past weekend or the weekend before. I think it was the opening round. He made 9 birdies or something like that. Or
It's a hell of a
or
day.
one day. And
Mhm.
so he's playing good. I mean, I think Tony might pull it out this week. So Tony Finau.
Hunter, who you got?
I'm going Fleetwood. Took last weekend off.
Oh,
He's coming back with a vengeance this weekend.
Stalled
But I
us.
do want to point out, defending champion Matthew Wolff, Jesse, in your face, he shot a 65 on Sunday. So, what do you know? Maybe he's surging. Maybe he's coming in hot.
To be
He's
honest,
going to carry Sunday over
did.
into Thursday through Sunday and make it work.
I did pick him as my up-and-comer, so.
Look at that. There you go, Tal.
did.
You're welcome.
He did.
Brian, who you got, man?
Jesse,
Hunter,
you're
I'm
the
gonna
double
I'm gonna
first.
jump on the bandwagon with the old Goldilocks there. I'm gonna go with Fleetwood the weekend.
It's all in the wings, man. It's all in the
It
wings.
is.
It's all in the wings.
Dude, so funny enough, I was going Fleetwood too, but just so we don't have 3 of the
'cause he's gonna
same
win.
pick. I mean, it looks like a good pick. Just so we don't have 3 of the same picks. Gosh, I really don't want to do it, but I'll go Matthew Wolff, man. I'll go back to back.
I like it.
He's gonna defend his title, man. He knows.
Go
he
ahead,
knows
Jesse.
what
Give
it
it
takes.
to us.
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Jesse.
Jesse. There you go. That a boy. That's what we needed from you.
Look,
There.
I'm not. I'm not saying that I like the guy. Okay, but I just maybe he defends his title. I don't know.
He might.
But the
Jeff,
purse
go
is
get your thumb thought in that floral wreath back there on your booze now. I still got a little close.
the purse is 6.6 million, so it should have a pretty big grand prize. So
Wow.
let's close it out. We got one more segment. It should take us just a minute. This is what we like to call the best thing we saw this week. This is a totally non-golf topic. We like to switch things up. We don't want to just talk golf all the time. So, and this is just, there's no order. This isn't a draft. This is just anybody goes, and just tell us the best thing you saw this week. I will go first just to kind of give reference. And it sucks that I don't have my camera because my camera is kind of crucial for this, but I'll be able to explain it too. So I was working a baseball tournament.
More pats.
No,
Just more pats for you again, Scott. I'm ready.
Actually, are those pins?
Yeah, they're pins. Look, yeah. So
See,
it's like the grip. You push it forward, and there's like a little pin.
Oh
Yeah.
my!
This
I
one's
love
black, one's blue, one's red. Yeah. I'm
Gosh,
sorry,
dude.
Scott.
Sorry. No, it's hilarious because literally right in front of me, I have the same exact thing.
Well, there's little, there's like balls in there too. See, oops, there's one. There's a little ball in there.
Oh my!
Nice.
I have the same
Anyway.
exact thing. That's why it's funny. But anyway, so the best thing I saw this week, I worked a baseball tournament. I'm a baseball guy, and I was working at the Jackson General Stadium, keeping the gate, making sure everybody had tickets, selling tickets and whatnot. And from where I was, where the gate is, you could pretty much just turn around and watch the games, which was good for me, just because obviously, like, while the games are going on, like, really nobody's coming in the gate, so it gets kind of boring. But so I'm like turning around and I'm watching the game, and there's a play at third base where the base runner rounds third, and he comes back, and so on his way back to third, catcher throws, he dives head first, and like his toast, like it's completely out. And they only have one umpire in the field. So they have a home plate umpire and an umpire in the field. And if you guys can imagine, this guy's toast. So everybody, of course, is looking at the field umpire. And there's also a runner on first. He's like watching the runner on first for whatever reason. And so he turns the last second. Everybody's looking. He goes palms up, guys. Goes palms up in the middle of the field.
No
and it's like,
way.
yeah. And he looks at the home plate umpire, like he points at the home plate umpire, and the home plate umpire goes, "No, it's not my call. It's not my call." And like, dude, I'm telling you, there was probably, and this is a travel ball tournament and I think at the time it was like
Joking.
16. Oh no, it was like 16-year-olds. So there was like every bit of like 50 or 60 parents there, and they're all like, "You gotta be paying attention. That's awful." They're just giving this guy the business.
Could you imagine our dads coming out of the stands back in our travel ball days on a play like that? Oh,
I mean, like,
6
it's so
beer and a
different now,
vodka
like
Red
rail.
Bull deep.
We all have experience playing baseball, and we all know, like, you can't go palms up as an umpire.
No.
Like, you just
Very
can't do, if you don't, dude. If
Yeah.
you don't know, just call it anything. Just say,
make
like,
it work.
Yeah.
make it work.
Safe.
If you're not sure, he's out.
You gotta
That's what I
Improvise.
live by. If you're not sure, he's out. I just
Get one of them and move on with it.
drop the hammer.
hit the showers. You're out.
You'll hear a Curtis coming down the line though. You already
Oh.
really just coming to give you everything that you just gave, throwing it back at you.
No,
That's
Oh
right.
man, yeah. So it was just so funny. And luckily they got out of the inning without that guy scoring. I was thinking the whole time, like, if this guy scores, he might like actually just walk
Oh
off the
my God.
field. But so anyway, that was the best thing I saw. It was just hilarious, man. It was totally
Wow.
unrelated from golf, so I wanted to bring it up. So let's hear it from somebody else.
I'll make mine quick. I'll go ahead and go. So shout out to my beautiful wife Brittany. We have a just over a year old black lab puppy named Finn, and he is
A little shithead.
absolutely nuts. Yeah, he's nuts. And so he has this toy that we play with him every time we play in the apartment. You know, it's too hot to take him outside right now. And we just throw it to the front door, and he runs and retrieves it and stuff. And he's terrible about when it's time to stop playing. He does not want you to put that toy up. Like, he will jump you, like claw you, like do whatever he has to do for you to keep throwing that toy. Like, he will be passing out, like falling over, ready to pass out. But he still wants to retrieve that toy. So every time I get the toy, Brittany can't do it. She can't put it up because he'll just maul her. So I have to be the one to take one for the team, and go over to the closet and try and throw it in the closet door. I think Scott actually witnessed me do this the other night. But Brittany actually was doing it this time. God bless her. And Finn literally jumped over her head, like, and came down. Like, he was unreal. It was crazy. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen a dog do. So that was just like a little funny
Wow.
snippet, and just to shout out the wife and the dog there.
Oh my
Yeah, I like
God.
that.
Holy cow.
Dog's an
That's crazy.
athlete.
Yep.
Shout out, Britt.
Jeez.
Shout out.
Who's
God
next?
bless- God bless you, woman.
Yeah, it's all in the ring here. I'll go next. You guys know I do stream on Twitch 3 to 4 nights a week. And every time that I go to finish my stream and get off, I try to go raid somebody with all my viewers to bring them over there. And one of the coolest things I saw this past week was I went and raided this guy who was playing the same game that I was at the time. And it just so happened that it was his very first stream ever. And what was cool about it is you could see his face light up when he has just double-digit viewers pop up. and he just had a smile for like the next hour of
That's
just
awesome,
being
dude.
like,
That's cool, man.
just having his day made. I love
That's
it every
awesome.
single time that happens.
Good for
That
you.
is cool. That is cool. Kudos to you, Tal.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
It's pretty cool. I can go. I spent yesterday boating with a friend of mine and my beautiful girlfriend Kennedy and his girlfriend and his brother, and had a great day. Did some cliff diving. You guys don't want to see this mass jumping off a cliff, but had a good time. Tied up, drank a few Diet Millers, all the good things.
Only died.
Get off the lake, and all we said was, "Man, what a great day! Had a great time. Good friends, good fun." It's about an hour back to our truck, so they're taking us back to my truck, and we're along the way, and all of a sudden we take a little curve, and truck starts shaking, blow a tire. Well, guess who doesn't have a spare tire on his boat trailer? That'd be
Ooh.
my buddy. So we pull off, and about 2 hours later, a guy that works for me saves us, brings us a new tire. We slap her on there, bolt it down, give her the old dad move of 2 cranks, and that ain't going anywhere. So we get headed down the road. We got about 20 minutes to my truck at this point. We get about 15 minutes down the road, and we're like, maybe we should stop and check on that. And we said, well, we're only 5 minutes from the truck. We'll be fine. We'll stop and crank them back down again when we get there. So the last turn, I'm not kidding you, I just saw the sign that said 2 miles to where my truck is. We take this turn, a little curve to the right, about 45, 50 mile an hour. Truck makes a right, tire takes a left, and that was the end of our boating experience.
Tire takes a left.
The tire came off. It's probably out in the middle of a field somewhere. The whole trailer
Wow.
is on the frame. We're pulling it down the road. Sparks are flying, and my buddy just said, "You know what?
We'll
I'm
make
over
it."
this. There's rain coming." He pulls in behind a dealership, drops the trailer, takes all the stuff out of the boat. There's a storm coming, leaves it undercover. He's like, "Hell with it. I don't care." Leaves it sitting on the frame and one wheel, and just takes it home.
That's
Oh, man.
awesome.
It was,
That's,
yeah, that was. We thought we had her, and yeah, we hung it right.
Wow.
That trailer tire hung a left, and that was the end of our day.
Boy, what
Man,
a
we-
way to end the day.
We had an adventure.
Holy
Well, I
cow.
don't know if I can back that up with anything I saw this week. I'm just gonna piggyback on Jesse's. I'm gonna share a little personal one. Me and the wife went out looking for a home this weekend. So
Oh,
Nice.
the thing we
All
saw was a
right.
few houses. So we'll see what's in the near future. Stay tuned for the upcoming podcast. We'll see if we
Oh,
can
yeah.
settle on one or not.
Everybody
Oh,
subscribe and
man.
like so Brian can
Okay,
afford it now.
congratulations.
Let's make a house a home.
Subscribe and like so that I can afford a house.
That's right.
yeah. Oh my gosh, man! What a great episode, man. That'll be it for today. Let me just really quickly give a shout out to you guys, man, for the listeners. We had a goal this past week for our first episode, and as of right now, we have like 6 times more views than we had originally had anticipated. So we cannot say thank you enough to you guys, man. We are simply here just because we want to have fun and we want to make you guys laugh. So thank you, and we hope you come back this week. Again, if you have any questions or any topics that you want us to talk about, please feel free to mention us in a tweet or post about us, DM us, whatever you want to do. If you're not following us or subscribe to us on YouTube, you are missing out. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram. It's Golfletes, Gollfletes. Twitter is Golfletes1, and on TikTok is Golfletes. We will be making all kinds of content, and just like this week, we're going to be working hard. So with that, I will close the show. Thank you, boys, for tuning in. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day. Brian, Hunter, Jesse, Tal, really
You got
appreciate
it,
it. It was super
Absolutely.
fun. And don't forget, if you're playing with your buddies, make sure you agree on Fluffing Lies before you start fluffing lies.
That's right.